All right, guys, we are live. This is the Shillan and Duffy Show live recap of UFC Noche or Noche UFC. I am your host. My name is Keith Shillan. I do not have the great Ben Duffy. He's been dissing me a lot lately, leaving me hanging. But when I'm hanging, I call my main man to come through. He couldn't, so Dev didn't. No, I'm just kidding. Dev is here. I called my main man, the contributor for sherdog.com, the great Dayne Foxe. Dayne, how you doing, my man?
Doing good, man. I'm always happy to be here. It's always a blast to be on this show.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people that my favorite part of the week is doing the recap show. The preview show is long and tiring sometimes, but the recap show is a lot of fun. We have a bunch of fights to talk about. Before we do, I want to give a shout out to all the people in the chat. We'll try to get you as many comments, questions, tomfoolery that goes on in the chat. And we'll try to get you out of here before some, boxing match or something goes on. So, all right, let's get into it. Main event, we had a grudge match, top featherweights. Diego Lopes taking on Gene Silva. I will say this: I did not have a good night in picks, but I don't give a shit because when a main event delivers like it did, it was short, it was quick, but it was absolutely fantastic. Diego Lopes beating Gene Silva by second round TKO. Before we get to the fight, the card was good. Not what you expect from a UFC Noche on paper, but a good card. To me, if I could grade one thing an A+, besides what actually happened in the main event, the freaking entrances of these two guys was so epic. The song, Gene Silva, DMX barking with the crowd, Diego Lopes coming out, and I'm not trying to, I don't know, come over it. I don't know the name of the Mexican song he came out, but he got the crowd rolling with a Mexican song. And that got me pumped. I was super pumped. The stare down, the back and forth, and then the action just absolutely delivered. I'm watching these guys, and they just, to me, it felt like watching two like superhuman athletes battle. What are your thoughts on the fight?
Oh man. Typically in a fight like that, you feel like, okay, well, in a main event, somebody's stock is going to go down, especially if there's a finish. In my opinion, nobody's stock went down whatsoever. Silva showed up to fight. Lopes showed up to fight, and it was just a violent massacre of a fight. And when I say massacre, you usually expect it to be one-sided, but both men just beat and bloodied each other about as much as you possibly can in that short amount of time. There were several shots that Lopes ate that I'm looking at that and I'm just like, how is he still standing? He should have gone down to several of those. Silva, I'm amazed he survived the first round. And then when the final finishing climax did come, I know that Silva wasn't happy about it, but it was a very healthy stoppage. He was getting pummeled. It's hard to find anything negative to say about the fight.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said. I'm watching that fight, and so are you a sports fan? Do you like other sports, or are you mostly just combat sports?
Mostly MMA.
Okay.
I have a passing knowledge on others. You want to talk 90s NBA, man? We can go all day about that. I don't know much about them nowadays, but
okay. So there's always exciting moments in other sports, and I'm a big football fan. I'll be at a girls softball tournament tomorrow, but I'll have the football game on. And we'll get to this a little bit. I was doing double duty today at a girls softball game. I had the UFC going. I was at my son's soccer game. Like, I'm nonstop when it comes to trying to watch these fights, or anywhere I possibly can be. There's exciting moments. My girl today, my daughter's on a brand new team, which is cool. It's her first time playing with a new team, and the team was losing, and it's a big national team. It's a really good team, really good competition. But the girl on her team came out of nowhere. We were losing, and they hit this freaking bomb, and cleared the bases. I think it gave us the lead. It was such an exciting. We were all exciting. But you could have the most exciting moments in a football game, a soccer game, softball. Nothing beats two guys beating the piss out of each other like we just saw and the back and forth of this fight, the probably a 10-8, maybe I was close to giving it a 10-7. If that round ended with Gene Silva still on the ground, I was going to go 10-7. And then Silva come back. He rocks Diego. Diego gets his legs buckled a couple times. He's starting to get momentum. Diego comes back. Diego hits a spinning back fist. I mean, this is incredible. The athleticism that was there, the power, the technique, they were fighting like wild men, but not sloppy. You know what I mean? And that was so impressive. Yeah, I mean, people can argue the stoppage. I'm with you. I think the stoppage was legit. What Diego did in the first round of Gene Silva on the ground, which to me was even more impressive. Got the takedown, got the hooks in, started pounding him, cutting him in the head open with the elbows, and I was getting blown away. And then when Gene Silva made it out of the round, I said, "Oh shit. What if he punched himself out? What if he's completely gassed now?" Because he was going for that finish, and I don't blame him. He was in that position to go for it. Then I seen Gene Silva start rocking him, and I'm thinking, "Oh shit, it did happen." And now Gene Silva's gonna. I'm thinking, I see him throw. At one point, he ducks down and throws this like Yair Rodriguez upward elbow thing going, and he might have grazed him with it. And I go, "Oh man, he's gonna catch him with that." Like the way it's going, he's gonna catch, or it's gonna be something crazy spectacular. And of course I was wrong. It went the other way, and it was incredible. What is going on with spinning elbows right
now? There's always some sort of a fad. Like if you remember after Anderson Silva caught Vitor Belfort with that front face kick, we were getting those types of kicks up the yin yang. I think Lyoto Machida was the next one to do that.
Remember, Travis Brown did Alistair Overeem. Lyoto Machida did it to Randy Couture.
Yep.
There might have been one or two other ones. Yeah. So are we in the era of the spinning back? Because if we are, like, I can't get enough.
Yep. No, it's been spectacular. Like, I don't know what it was because we've seen them before. Like, I remember Dong Hyun Kim caught, I want to say it was John Hathaway with one, and that was over a decade ago, and it never really took off. But it seems like people have figured out the timing and technique of it to just make it something that's common at this point.
Yeah, I know, and it's incredible. And I think some of that, we talk about the pressure. We go back a couple of weeks ago with Lerone Murphy just kind of getting his ass handed to him a little bit by Aaron Pico, or I shouldn't say, but Pico was ahead and he was looking great, and then all of a sudden that spinning elbow, obviously Gene Silva's teammate Carlos Prates had that incredible spinning elbow. Now it happened to Gene Silva. If this is going to be a technique that we start seeing more and more of, and we get knockouts like this, oh man, that's better than calf kicks. I think calf kicks are fun, and the era of the calf kicks obviously changed the way people fight. But give me all of this. Sterling said, "Hey, I'll fight another person if I don't get a title shot," but he also called for a title shot. I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to give you 4 names, and actually not. I'm not going to give you 4 names. I had 4 names in mind. You're the UFC brass. Now, obviously, Alex Volkanovski is the current champion. We've seen recently. I mean, Volkanovski's last fight was Diego Lopes. How many people you call him? I'm assuming you're not giving Diego Lopes, even though this was a spectacular moment. And if Gene Silva won, I think he might have been have a stronger argument for a title shot. But give me how many people, and I want the order too, that you're picking up the phone and you're calling to fight Alex Volkanovski.
Before we get to Lopez, I've got 2 ahead of him. But
okay, let's hear it.
No, actually, no. I think one more just popped in my head. So yeah,
I would say the guy who just popped in your head, I think, is going to be the person that I had. So all right, give me.
I would guess so.
I think the first 2 is going to be a debate.
Okay, number
for both of them.
First one that I'm calling, largely just because I want to see a fresh face in there, and he's got the win streak. Even if the last performance was kind of shaky, I will give Lerone Murphy the first call. Okay. Number two, I've got Mobsar. I'm reluctant to do that because he's been on the shelf for so long, but prior to that, he absolutely did the work. And number 3, Aljamain.
Yep, that's the exact order I have it too. And the reason why I'm giving it Murphy is, I mean, Murphy's undefeated. I know he's got that draw, but Murphy's undefeated. Evloev is undefeated. It simply comes down to one. I agree with what you said about being on the shelf, but one's last fight, I think he won a close decision while Murphy spinning back elbow the guy into oblivion. No, he beat Aaron Pico, which is not as good. Was Evelev's last fight? Was that the British guy?
Aljo.
Oh, it was Aljo. Yeah.
It was Aljo.
It was Aljo. Yeah.
And that
Yes,
was a spectacular fight. I know that you know,
fight.
but yeah,
that was a fun fight. So I was thinking about Arnold Allen, but no, it was it was after that. It was Aljamain Sterling. So bigger names are on the side of Evloev, but I want the highlight. I want the Lerone Murphy spinning back elbow highlight. So I agree. I put Murphy once. I put Lopes two. I'm assuming Evloev two. Then I'm going Sterling. I think there'd be some fun history based at the fact that, you know, two long champions in the UFC at the same time for a long time would be good. And then I guess after that you have to go Diego Lopes. Lopes is a guy that he's in the wrong position because of who the champion is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's match make him then. So we both are not giving him a title shot. He said he wants to run. I think we're gonna agree on this. Because I know how your mind works. I'm gonna let you go first, but let's see. Actually, you know what? Do you have the name in mind?
I've been going back and forth with two names, so
okay.
All right. I'll hear what you've got to say.
Pick one name, and then I will ask you a question. So you got one?
I've got one.
Okay, so here's my question: where does Diego Lopes and Yair Rodriguez fight?
That's surprisingly, that's actually not the name that I had.
That
but
wasn't the name.
That actually is not the name.
There, you're not doing that. What are you doing?
I'm not saying it's a bad fight. Not in the least. It's a spectacular fight. If anything, it's probably actually a better fight than, at least in most people's mind, than what I have. And I think that it would be a fight with Aljo that would be a lot of fun, largely because I think that a little bit of work is needed for both of them. But at the same time, Lopes has proven he can get fun fights out of just about anybody. He got a fun fight out of Evloev. Yeah. Like prior to that, Evloev really hadn't had any memorable fights. And credit to Evloev, he's had one with Sterling since then that was also memorable. But I think that would be a spectacular potential number one contender fight. Evloev, he needs to get a fight against somebody, and I can't remember. I want to say I might have had him with Yair just because it's such a clash in styles. Sure. But anyway, yeah, that was my thought. And if somebody wants to matchmake Lopes and Aljo, or not Aljo, excuse me, that was who I did, but Yair, great. I am there for that all day.
Yeah, that's what I know. To me, it sells itself. I'm giving it a main event because of I think one of the entrances would be dope for both of these two. I'm also, to me, get it in Mexico City, get it in somewhere in Mexico, and it's I don't want it in an Apex. It's too much grudge match. I need it at least at a house show. I need it in an arena. I need it happening. If you want to throw it third from the top on a great pay-per-view, I'm cool with that. Like you want to put it in. It's too late for New York City, but if you want to put it in like December, early January card, I don't know where the pay-per-views are yet there, but throw it on that, make it third from the top of two headlining, title fights. Okay, I'm cool with that. But either that or like headlining it's themselves a fight night. Gene Silva. Let's talk about Gene Silva for a second. He had his moments. He was, he was very close to knocking out Diego Lopes. He had him stunned a bunch of times. What name did you have in mind?
I went with David Onama. Another young up and comer who tends to make things a lot of fun, especially on the feet. I would still favor Silva in that, but I think that would be a hell of a fun fight. And Onama's been working his way up the rankings. It's the fight I think he would deserve.
I'm opening a pay-per-view because you're always excited when a pay-per-view opens, but having Diego Lopes having some DMX or something coming out, the crowd in, I don't know, Vegas or wherever you want to put it. I'm giving him Steve Garcia. Garcia deserves a big fight. He's so fun. He hits so freaking hard. Anthony Tardif mentioning winner of Emmett versus Law. That was actually when I was looking at. Then I saw Garcia's name and I'm like, oh no, that guy deserves it. Before we move on to the co-main event, I got to ask the question that's probably in everyone's mind: is the Fight Nerds done? Is the shine off the group, the team? They've lost 3 big, huge, massive fights. I mean, a month ago, when Carlos Prentice is hitting spinning back elbows, I was like, this team could never get hot. This is incredible. And to go from that to 3, I mean, imagine what we'd be talking about if it was the opposite, if they went 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, they've been the in thing as of, I don't know, for the last year, maybe year and a half. And we knew that rough roads were going to be coming at some point because no team ever stays perfect forever. But this has been a big stumble given, like you said, it's been 3 different fighters in high profile matches that have all fallen. So I'm not going to say that it's kaput for the team. You know, I still think that they've got a lot of good, talented people who are not yet at their peak, you know, because like Hoofy and Silva, neither of them I think are at their best. Bahayo, I think he's closer to his prime than the others, but I wouldn't be shocked if he were still able to find his way into a title fight or something like that. So I don't think it's the end of them, but they certainly have taken a hit in their stock.
Yeah, like I feel like you have to grade the 3 fighters in their own meter, like who you're worried about. Who Rufy's young, so he can make improvement. He's the one I'm probably most worried about because I thought he looked the worst. He didn't have
Agreed.
moments. So I'll put him in the worry meter. I will put in like like it is what it is. He lost to a good guy. He had moments. That's how I feel about Bahayo. I agree with you that he's the guy that he's at his peak. So if this is what he is, if he's losing the main event in a somewhat competitive fight of a fight night, that's still pretty good. If he's, I don't know what he's ranked in the world, but 7th or whatever, even though I'll vote on it tomorrow for Sherdog. I still don't know where they're ranked, but and then Gene Silva, I'm not worried at all. No. I feel like watching this fight, not even, I don't want to say rounds, moments, 1 or 2 moments in this fight changes. We could be talking about, wow, what a spectacular knockout by Gene Silva. What a comeback by Gene Silva. Did Gene Silva, this knockout, did he jump the line? Should he be fighting Volkanovski? He's more marketable than Lerone Murphy. He's more marketable than most of our ever. Like, that's where I feel he is. Now, he's in the toughest division.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rufy's a pretty damn tough one, too. But compared to Bahayo, he's in a much tougher division to make a run. But I don't feel any different about him than I did.
No, I if anything, I feel better about Silva. I mean, you can say that 9 out of 10 featherweights that take those shots, they're going down. I feel like you could say it's probably closer to like 49 out of 50 of them that take those shots are going down. He was laying some heavy leather on Lopes. Yeah. And I don't know what it was with Lopes, but it's like he knew that he had to stay in his face to find the victory because, it's not just that people would be falling to those shots. They'd be cowering. They would totally not be willing to go back into the pocket. But for whatever reason, Lopes was crazy enough to do it, and it paid off for him in the end.
Yeah, you mentioned that, most guys in that division have not taken those shots. At this point in his career, I don't know if Alex Volkanovski can eat those shots.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
Anybody who now he might not eat those shots to begin with because he doesn't get hit or defense is better or probably doesn't give him that same kind of fight. And I'm not trying to bash Volkanovski. I mean, anybody who's ever watched the preview shows, recap shows, I'm the biggest shill for Volkanovski there is. So let's move on. So I said that I did not have a good night of picks. My best pick, I think, was this next one as Rob Font took on David Martinez. I picked the upset in that fight. I think I'm pretty sure Ben did too. I think we went consensus upset in this one.
I think it was.
Martinez winning a unanimous decision. I think both guys had pretty good moments in the fight. I think I actually think this, and I wonder if you agree with me. I feel like both guys gave themselves the opportunity to win. Like, I think Font fought the best strategy he could, pressure him, try to cut off his escapes. I just think that you could have the greatest game plan in the world. You could have the best business model in the world. If you ain't got the money in the bank, it don't matter. Like, Font had the best. I think he had the best game plan. I just don't think he had the skills to like execute it. And I think that's what we saw tonight. I thought. Agree or disagree?
No, I 100% agree. I mean, I hate to fall back on old sayings of Dana White, but styles make fights, and that was 100% the case in this one. Like, I in some ways, I almost feel like this was the worst thing that could happen to Martinez's career, because this was a very favorable matchup for him, and credit to him, he did what he needed. But now, instead of a nice slow development of him, he's going to be thrown to the wolves now.
Yeah, and I totally understand that, and that's somehow him winning a fight against Rob Font is a bad thing, because he's 27, he's young, he's doing the UFC, and he went UFC debut now to a co-main event against I don't think Rob Font is top 15, but a former top 15 guy who's not that far off to now next to he's going to be either ranked or a guy who one more win and you are ranked, so he's going to be in those big matchups. Will it be too much? I don't know. I would give him a lot of credit stepping up. I mean, I know he had a fight, but jumping from early prelim fight to a very experienced Rob Font in a co-main event and looked spectacular. So I give him a lot of credit for that. He was elusive. He was fast. You know, when I saw it, I don't know if you caught this, or if I'm making up this narrative, I felt a guy that was building confidence. Like, he was starting to realize oh, I can hang at this level.
I belong.
And when it came to the third round, oh man, he just had to put it on him. You could just see a guy suddenly starting the fight, moving. And I understand that the elusiveness, and that's part of the game, trying to cat and mouse kind of game going on. But by the third round, he wasn't respecting him anymore. He's like, oh no, this is my fight. I'm the better. I'm clearly the better fighter. It's my time. It's time to put you to rest, old man. And he looked spectacular in that third round.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't have put it any better myself. I think he was expecting Fontes to have his moments at some point, and Font did come the second round. The first round was a little bit tepid. Nobody was really doing a lot of damage, but Martinez was landing more. And then the second round, Font was finally starting to have some moments, but Martinez survived, and it was almost like, oh, okay, that's the best you've got? Shit, I've got this. I'm good. And like you said, the confidence was just overflowing in the third round. He was yelling at him, telling doing the Max Holloway point to the floor thing, all that fun stuff. And just it's either. The confidence is obviously good. He's going to need that going forward, but I just hope that it doesn't prove to be too much. Regardless, Martinez is definitely better than what I first thought when they signed him off of DWCS. It's very much up in the air how things go for him going forward.
Yeah, so I tried finding a fight, and I'll let you give your name, because I was scrambling really quick at the and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I was trying to scramble in the last minute to get a name, so I was scrolling faster than I normally do through the rankings. Who'd you have next for Martinez now? Like, you said that he's going to have to take a big step up now, so you're in charge, you're booking. What are you doing?
Well, part of the reason why I think it's difficult is the UFC rankings are whack. I think anybody that's listening to this show will agree with that. I mean, hell, they have Font 8 on there. So they're probably – That's way too high if you ask me. I don't want to disrespect Font. Yeah, once upon a time I thought he would have been deserving of that, but not now. That
was like his ceiling. His ceiling was 8.
Exactly. So at this point, oh god, I talked in the thread. I was going back and forth a little bit with Tristan, and he came down with the same name that I did. So I feel kind of better. I feel pretty good about this. But Vinicius Oliveira.
Oh, we have the same exact name.
Nice.
And what incredible fight that is. I'm glad that you had that. I wanted to be like, oh, the technical guy, the technical quick guy in the division versus the freaking insane madman who never has no technique at all, but just swings for the fences on every single pitch. Yeah. So on the flip side, I was like, oh, Font still looks pretty good. How do I use him? I'm like, do I give him to another young up and comer, or what do I do? And then I was like, well, I can get him a veteran fight. I didn't find one I really liked in the range. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give him to a guy that kind of a bounce back, but okay, maybe these guys are still top 15. No one would really be viewing him as a champion or anything like that, future champion. I just gave him to Marcus McKee.
I was thinking about that. I did come up with a different name. I mean, I just think that one would probably be more fun than what I came up with, but I went Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell. Yeah. One thing about Font is he's not a talker. So just let Bryce Mitchell say crazy shit and Font would just not respond to it, or his response is boring. So, all right. A really, really fun fight that it looked like could have been fight of the night, though I think the main event stole that. Jared Gordon took on Rafa Garcia winning in the third round in a very competitive fight, winning by third round TKO. So the thing that stood out to me about Garcia, I think both guys had moments, but every time Gordon had a moment, the commentary would be like, oh, go on and cut him with a nice left hook or a nice. Garcia would answer immediately. He would steal the momentum back immediately. It never felt like, when you watch, you go to Carnival, or you go to a amusement park or some place like this, and I don't know what the ride's called, but you feel like it's usually like a freaking boat or something, and like half the people are facing one direction, the other people face the other direction, and then
it sways back and forth.
Yeah. And it keeps, and then sometimes some of them go upside down, some of them don't. It felt like it was like, so this is the boat, and I felt like it was like Gordon, Garcia, and I'm like, no, it's supposed to sway back up. And I felt like Gordon never got that. It was always swaying too much toward Garcia's side. I thought he looked spectacular. He's won 4 out of 5. He's kind of been in that like B level, not the top tier, but are you believing this guy's won 4 out of 5? Could he jump? Could he make that jump?
I'm not a believer yet. Like, this is MMA, and for years I said Michael Bisping's never winning the title, and lo and behold, what happened? So just because a talking head says it's not happening,
Bisping in fairness was like the A-.
True, but you're not asking me if I'm a believer whether he's winning the title, but whether or not he's going to be able to jump up into the rankings or something like that is what I feel like you're getting at. So B Cool is 100% right. And that was part of my thought for why he's not going to be able to quite get up there, just because it is such a tough division. And Garcia's not a poor athlete, but he's not a great athlete. It's not like he's got pillow hands, but there's others that hit harder. It's not that he's crappy on the ground, but he's not going to be submitting many guys near the top. There's a lot of things that I feel like he's just not quite there, because a lot of times, so long as you have at least one elite skill, you can kind of fall back on that and be able to get by. Like, for instance, Demian Maia, not a great wrestler. K1 Maia was always something that we all kind of laughed at, but damn, that guy was probably the best grappler in the world, and he was able to work his way to a couple of title shots.
I will say one thing. I'm going to disagree with one little aspect. Would you say he's not elite in any skill? I think he's elite in one skill. Grit. I think he's a gritty guy. And that's what has made him go on this run. He's a mentally strong guy. Jared Gordon is a guy who breaks mentally breaks people. Things that go, I mean, he starts hitting you with some good shots. He starts doing things. Garcia never cracked. He never got frustrated. I think that's something. I think it's something that's overlooked, and I get it. So it's nothing you can see on paper, or or you don't have a grit. Oh, sorry, some pop-up popped up on my screen, decided to make a noise.
You're all right, man. You're all right.
Yeah, it's tough. It is that division. If this was a light heavyweight, I'd be going crazy for Garcia right now. If he was in like that division, or speaking of light heavyweights, the next. Oh, you know what? I was going to say the next fight, Kelvin Gastelum. That was my joke, but I did forget. Let's matchmake Garcia real quick. What do you have?
I got somebody else who I feel like is just kind of floating on the outside the top 15 for the UFC as well. Hopefully it would be a fun fight, but given the name, I doubt it would be. Drakkar Klose.
So I'm going on the same card. I'm going a guy who's in a very similar situation than Garcia. I'm giving Alex Hernandez.
That's a good fight.
Let's skip down to that one just because I mentioned his name, and then we'll go back to the Kelvin Gastelum fight. Okay. All right, we'll get out of order for a second. So, Alex Hernandez took on Carlos Diego Ferreira. Hernandez winning by second round TKO. Same question I just asked you. I kind of think I'm going to get the same answer. Hernandez, I think it's 4 fights in a row. This is the guy we were singing his. I shouldn't say we. I'm not going to speak for you, but I'll speak for the general MMA community was writing this guy's eulogy, saying he was done, washed up. He has since won 4 fights in a row. Back 2 knockouts in under a month. Late August or mid-August, he was getting a knockout against Chase Hooper. He was an underdog in that fight. I think he might have closed an underdog in this fight. It was really, really close. Gets another knockout. Are you starting to believe in Alexander the Great? Or the other Alexander the Great?
Define believe. No. I think Hernandez is physically more gifted than Garcia. But and this is the thing that you were talking about with Garcia. I don't think Hernandez has the same grit that Garcia does. So it's a little bit of a flip on there. Like if you're looking at things on paper, Hernandez is the better fighter all day, but he tends to crumble at times. Now, granted, during this streak, he hasn't crumbled, but I also think that he's had some beneficial matchups as well. We all love Chase Hooper, but not a great athlete. And even though his striking has vastly improved, it was there for the taking for Hernandez to just piece him up, and that's absolutely what he did. With regards to Diego Ferreira, I think if this was the Diego Ferreira 5 years ago, we'd be talking a different thing. But now we're talking about the 40-year-old version of Diego Ferreira. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag on me saying that Hernandez is great. Credit to him. He's done what he's supposed to do. It's not like he gets to pick who he fights. The UFC's matching him up and he's winning who they're putting him up against. But I think that it should be tempered a little bit what he's done when you actually look at who it is that he's beating. Granted, he did what he's supposed to do. Absolutely just lumped up Ferreira, literally. Holy crap, that hematoma afterward was nasty. Yeah, I'm not sold on him quite yet either.
Yeah, I think you said I think he's definitely the more overall technically sound fighter compared to Garcia, but I agree. I think Garcia would beat the brakes on. But the thing that scares me about Hernandez, I feel like 2 fights in a row, he was making mistakes and he got bailed out by just landing a perfectly clean shot. Now, of course, obviously he's throwing at me, and in this case, Diego Ferreira walked right into a punch. Chase Hooper did the same thing. So the thing that concerns me about Hernandez is he's giving away rounds from his movement. I understand he's getting guys. He's pulling people into his power, so it has worked out 2 fights in a row. But what about when he doesn't land that shot? And now he's already lost a round. He lost a round to Carlos Diego Ferreira. Now he's loses the second round, and now he's trying to play catch up and anything. Can he switch from being the elusive guy, getting field chasing, and also have to be the guy chasing? I'm glad he's on a streak. One thing he did say is stop doubting me. So good for him to do that. And maybe I'm that guy still. I'm still doubting him, but I'm giving him credit. So it's fun. He picked up a big win. We'll see. After that fight, I almost said before out of habit. Kelvin Gastelum took on Dustin Stolfitz. Gastelum winning winning by unanimous decision. Before I talk about Gastelum's performance, Thu missed weight again. He missed weight by 6 pounds again. At middleweight, he's missed weight in multiple weight classes. I think multiple times, and in multiple weight classes. Good. Even when he has a good performance, like it's I think DC, I don't know if it was DC or Dominic Cruz said, like, there's a black cloud over it. Can you give him any credit?
I don't want to. So no, I'm not going to. It's just like you said, it's been the same story for a decade plus at this point, He was it 2015 that he had that fight with Woodley and he blew weight by like 11 pounds or something like that? It's been something like that, and just it's ridiculous at this point. And now he's blown weight at middleweight. I know that he threw out there that this was short notice. You can tell he was obviously trying to give him
4 weeks, dude. I mean, yes, it was short.
No, exactly.
Notice. Like 4 weeks, dude. It wasn't 4 days. Like, give me a break. If it was 4 days,
exactly.
It's like, short notice. What? Well, you stopped eating Burger King 2 days? I mean, listen, as I'm drinking a soda right now, so I shouldn't talk. But I'm also not a professional athlete. Like, I have requirements at my job. You have requirements at your job. My job, I have to, I got court this week. I got to wear a tie. I'm going to get a haircut. I got to look presentable. Like, I don't want to do that shit, but I do it. I mean, your job, like, you got to wear something on your fingers. You don't get cuts when you in your comic book collecting profession or whatever you do.
Nah, dude, I'm supposed to wear a collared shirt, and so that's what most of these are for, man.
Like Omar from The Wire, you gotta wear the collared shirt and the tie. So,
well, no tie. They just said a collared shirt, so that's why I got a bunch of Aloha shirts, man. I'm rocking it Magnum PI style.
There you go, nice. So the thing about him, I feel like I'm watching a guy. And obviously, I still feel like he's older and he's near the end of his career, but like a guy that had he doesn't look up. He has so much talent.
Yeah.
Wasted potential if he had any discipline, any professional. Again, people are like, "Oh, Keith, you could lose some pounds." Yeah, too. Yeah, I get that, but I'm not committed to be a professional athlete in the top fighting organization in the world. Yep. I mean, you start today, the hand speed difference. The boxing, when he got into boxing range, turned into a boxing match, the hand speed was a huge difference. He hurt Stolfitz multiple times. I've said this before in the preview. He doesn't have that big, huge walk-off knockout power that the broadcast pretends he does. He hasn't got a knockout in 500 years, but he has that stunning, hurt you make a mistake. He changes rounds power.
Yeah.
I don't think Stolfitz looked bad. I thought Stolfitz had a lot of good moments. I like the Teep kid. I think he was smart. I've said this about I think he's a smart fighter. I think he puts himself, similar to what we said about Font, he was put himself in the best position to win. I think going at Teep kicks up the middle was really smart, like softening the gut. I think getting some takedowns was really smart. The problem is he kept getting clipped. Every time he gets momentum or something, he get clipped and he get buckled, and he never hurt Gastelum like Gastelum was hurting him. And then when he had moments, and I don't blame him for going for submissions, but I feel like some moment he was like, especially in the first round, he like rushed the submission. But he was going for like a Darce choke in the second. Wasn't too bad. But the first round, he kind of rushed submission and may miss some opportunities there. So, do you have a name for Gastelum?
Maybe the cut list. Main reason hey, dude, they released Brian Battle, and I feel like at this point, Brian Battle has more upside than Gastelum. So,
way more.
Yeah.
So I think Brian Battle is a little bit of like a dick, though. I don't know how. I mean, again, I don't know. He comes off like a dick a little bit.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know.
But at this point, you're right. He's more talented at this point.
I did put down a name just in case you asked me that question, and to be honest with you, it was a little bit of a gag, but I still think it would be a fun fight if the guy ever shows up again. Hizriev.
So who'd you say?
Aliaskhab Hizriev.
Oh,
the other 5'10" middleweight.
Yeah. When you said Israel, I thought you were talking about Israel Adesanya, like doing their
No,
rematch of like their epic fight. No, Gaston doesn't deserve anything like that.
no.
It's funny. Stolfitz might have saved Gaston's job by taking this fight.
Yeah, no, I think it's possible, but from what I understand, Stoltzfus probably more than doubled what he was pulling out of this fight by getting a good chunk of Gastelum's paycheck. So I can't fault him for taking it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, all right, we're gonna take a pause for a second, and we're gonna do everyone's favorite time. I gotta get like we gotta start being more professional. Get like a drum roll or get like a. All right, guys. If you're super hardcore into the fighting, you only care about fighting, you don't care about regular life. Like, leave for 10 minutes, then come back. But here's the Know Your Host part of the show where we step away from MMA for a second. We talk about stupid things in the world. And our Know Your Host question, Dane, is this was from my daughter. I'll give my credit. My oldest daughter came up with this question. What is a belief you had when you were younger? She originally said child. I'm going to say just younger. So you could have been adult or whatever. That you have changed your mind on since. I'll throw that to the chat too. But what is one thing that has changed your mind over the years?
You want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Yes, sir. You can go first.
All right. I was debating between two things on this, and given that they're close enough, I'll throw both of them out there because it's very much along the same vein.
How about we do this? Hold on. Throw out your first one, and if that answer sucks so bad, we'll let you change it to the other one. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear both of them. I was only joking.
Okay, so I used to think Seth Rogen was funny. At this point, he's just annoying.
Okay, so that's so weird. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but the newest MMA show added to the Sherdog YouTube page is Seth Rogen breaking down the old fights.
Oh, joy. Hey, look at that. He got punched. Oh, screw that.
So you used to think Seth Rogen was funny, and now you don't.
Dude, yeah, it's the same shtick over and over, and I'm done with it at this point.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a podcast, MMA podcast, Rogan and Rogan, Joe Rogan and Seth Rogen talk fights. Because I'm sure Sherdog has enough money to get both those guys, especially Joe Rogan, right?
Oh, God. Rogan might do that out of the goodness of his heart one time, but that would be it.
So you said you had two of them. What's your other one?
Yeah, Jack Black's kind of annoying too.
Okay. So I definitely am. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Seth Rogen, like, what have I seen him in? Like, I never seen his stand up or anything like that. Neither one.
He's not. He doesn't do stand up. I mean,
neither one of those guys
no
do stand up. Okay.
No.
Jack Black is, he's a little political now, but I'm definitely not going down that road. Not this week, but he had moments of like some certain movies that I thought like was fun, and like I think like School of Rock, that was like a fun movie and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite ones was one he did way back in the day. I can't remember the name of it.
Saving Silverman.
Yes, that was a great one.
That one I still like, but that's almost like Jack Black before he became Jack Black. I could quote that one all day. But yeah,
who is that chick?
Amanda Peet.
Amanda Peet. Oh, she was so hot in like the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. Superbad. He was in that. I know that.
That would be Seth Rogen.
Yeah, he was like really funny with that.
40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Pineapple Express.
I never seen Knocked Up or the other one, Pineapple. What the one you said before that?
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh yeah, with
Steve Carell.
The guy from The Office. Oh, Steve Carell. Yeah. I can think of his name. I was gonna say the guy from The Office. Okay, I'll give you one. Mine is gonna be way different than yours.
Oh, I figured as much.
I think mine's gonna be more controversial. Wait till you hear that. This one's gonna really surprise you. When my daughter said it, this is the first thing that came to my mind. So when I was Okay, so I've been a police officer for a long time. I'm pretty close to retirement, but I used to, and even before I was a police officer, people like remember like I don't know mid no 2005 2006 was a big push for like legalizing marijuana and all this, and I
Yes.
used to always be like, oh, a bunch of potheads, like, and I'd be like, no, we shouldn't legalize marijuana. I went from that to wait to hear this. I've gone way the other extreme. This is how I feel when it comes to drugs. I want to legalize them all, every single drug. Hear me out. Hear me out. I want to treat drugs, but I'm not pro drugs or anything like that.
Oh, I
But hear me out.
understand that.
I think it's a topic that we have lost, a war we have lost. We will always lose. I think people are adults. Adults can make their own decision, and I think we should treat it like alcohol. I think it should be if you commit a crime while doing drugs, you get arrested. No different like if you commit a crime while you're on alcohol. I just think police resources could be much better. I don't think you ever win. You arrest junkies that have you arrest junkies that have drugs, and then what happens? They put them in jail. They get out the next day. They're still junkies.
Do
You arrest
you
drug dealers. Like you arrest drug dealers, you take them out. A new one steps up.
do you still believe that you fail a drug test, your company can fire you, even if it's legal at that point?
If it affects your job performance, sure. But is it affecting your job performance? You know, can I prove like alcohol? Can I prove that you're high while can I prove that you're drunk while you're doing things? Then yeah, um, that's what I would. That's how I feel about it. Um, yeah. I know I caught the wire, but I think I live my life by live my life by the way. Are you the Wire fan or no?
I've got it on DVD, and I've been intending to watch it, but
Oh God,
good hell, I
what
am
is
so
wrong
far
with you?
behind on it. Dude, at least
Oh
I've
my
got it
God,
on DVD. Give me that
there
much.
you go. So I will. There's a scene. I'll give you one. It's not like not a spoiler or anything, but this guy, the main bad guy or main drug. I shouldn't say bad guy, but main drug dealer. His nephew, D'Angelo Barksdale, is like a seasoned drug dealer, and he's teaching the young drug dealers how to sell drugs and this and that. And somehow they talk about cops always I'm misquoted a little bit, but the cops always bothering us selling drugs. You know, they're always coming after drug dealers. And he's like, man, you think the cops care about the drugs? They care about the bodies. He's like, if brothers, and he doesn't say brothers, but if brothers would stop shooting brothers and just treat it like a regular business, we could sell anything else in America without people shooting each other, backstabbing each other, and all this. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you're right. Like it's like this little drug dealer with this like brilliant concept. like you're right. If you could just sell it on like you sell anything else, like it was a yard sale, and you're right. Anyways, so that is the know your host. My man Dane went a very
Different route.
yeah, funny route. I went like a pretty dark route. I think not many people are going to believe that I feel that way, and hopefully I don't get fired from my job for this. But so Dane, this is going to become the Dayne Foxe recap show, pretty much almost all the way to the rest of the fights, because I was at my daughter's softball game. And the reception was horrendous. I was trying to watch. The app wasn't working. I'm like super angry. I keep trying to restart it, but I'm also trying to watch my daughter and be a good dad. So like when she's not hitting, I'm like restarting it. When she's in the field, I'm watching her. When she pitched, when she was pitching, I'm watching every pitch now, But I'm trying, I'm trying to be. I'm trying to cheer for her teammates too. I'm like not a shitbag, but just cheers for just my kid, But the next two fights, I did not watch. I could not catch 1 second of the fight. The reception was okay at one point, and then something, I don't know what happened. It just got super bad. I didn't get to watch 1 second of the fight. So tell me about Quang Lee. I know the results, but Quang Lee versus Santiago Luna. Luna making his UFC debut with a bang with a first round knockout. Give me the breakdown. Tell me your thoughts on this fight.
Initially, it looked like it was going to be a nightmare of a debut, kind of like Harry Hardwick from last week, because Lee came out and just rocked Luna a couple of times immediately, and it looked like the fight could have been over pretty quick. But the youngster surprisingly was able to keep his composure, was able to get his feet underneath him and turn the tables. I'm trying to remember the exact finishing sequence right now myself. My daughter started screaming at that point, so we both have a little bit of a problem there. But no, Luna was able to finish him. Let me double check what it was. And it was brutal, man. It was a pretty excellent finish. Let's see here.
I think it was like he clubbed him.
Yes.
And followed up with those shots.
Yes, exactly. And I can remember the ground and pound now very, very clearly. And yeah, Lee looked just totally helpless. It looked like he knew that he had blown it. Because you know how, like, when you've got somebody on the ropes and then you let him up, that, like, you just had this look of exasperation on his face when, just see him put his hand on his head. It's like, I had it. This was the biggest stage that I'm probably ever going to have at this point, and I blew it. And you know what? Luna was very charismatic on the mic. Credit to him. He's a special talent. I think that they said that he's been fighting professionally for only 2 years.
Nice.
It's one of those. I'm scared that they may have brought him up too soon. But with that type of performance, I could be proven wrong. Rosas has been holding his own. There's no reason to think that Luna couldn't either. But very charismatic on the mic. They could have something with him there. Obviously, a little bit too early to say because, well, it was Quang Lee. Quang Lee's tough and probably. Yeah, maybe he deserves to be on the roster. I don't know. But, the fact that I even have to think about that says that it's not like it's a spectacular opponent to get a win over. But regardless, good debut for Luna. I was very impressed with the kid.
Before that, Dusko Todorovic took on Jose Medina. And one of the fights I'd say was probably if I was setting the lineup, this would not be this high up the card. Would it be the 7th or 8th fight of the night? Dusko wins. Looks like he just ran right through Jose Medina. Talk to me about that fight.
Medina never belonged. He made Todorovic look like $100 or $1 million, I should say. And let's be honest, Todorovic's 3-6 UFC record coming into this is kind of all that you really need to know. Like, the question is whether or not Todorovic even belongs in the UFC. And Medina made him look like an all-star. I really don't think that there's much else that needs to be said. They were talking about Todorovic having a new camp and stuff like that. I'm like, well, yeah, I might put some stock into that, but you just beat Jose Medina. Okay.
And I agree with everything you said about these two fights. I thought, can I pull off, just have Dane talk about the fights and just be like, yeah, I agree, man, and see if anybody can know that I was just phoning it in. And I'm like, wait a minute, anybody's ever seen the show knows I have to have my opinion on everything. So before that, this is the fight I got to see glimpses. I'd see a little bit, then it would like cut out. Claudio Puelles took on Joaquim Silva. I feel like I got enough to get the gist of the fight. When it was on the feet, Puelles was winning. Silva was winning. Was on the ground. Puelles was winning. And from what I seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Puelles was about to win, and Silva stole it in the last 20 seconds. Am I right?
Oh, 100% right. First round, Puelles just completely dominated on the ground. Got Silva down, was able to control. Did some good damage too, to be honest with you. But Puelles seems like he's a one-round fighter. Because after that, he had nothing. If he doesn't get the finish, he starts drowning. Like, I don't know if you remember his loss to Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
That one was.
Oh, yeah. No, I was there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. But yeah, no, it just that was kind of like the ultimate exposure. Just if things don't go his way, he immediately crumbles, and that's how it felt. Like, as soon as he started getting any pushback from Silva, he started to crumble. The third round, it was desperation mode. All he was looking to do was control, which is why all it took was basically 20 seconds of damage from Silva for him to take the round, which that's kind of sad, but it was deserving because Puelles wasn't looking to do damage at all. And it's a shame. Puelles he's got some unique talents. Like, he was the leg lock specialist for a little while. But yeah, I don't think that he's got the mental toughness to do it. And once your weakness is exposed, especially something like that, because he's on a big losing streak now. So he's probably, as soon as something goes wrong, he's oh no, not again. Oh no, not again. So I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks Playas has already hit his ceiling in the UFC.
Antoine Willis asked about the boxing match, but Antoine, I promise we'll get to that at the very end. I don't answer I'll put Dane on the spot to answer those questions. The one thing I will say that I got to see from this fight that I thought, like again, I said, there was kept breaking in and out. I thought Silva made good adjustments in the second when he started doing a lot more teep kicks up the middle. I thought that was really smart and probably led to the decision win. Then obviously the last, like you said, the last 20 seconds came on, or 20, 30 seconds, whatever, when he hurt Puelas and kind of put on him. So one fight during the prelims that wasn't broken up, I got all 15 minutes, and I wish I did. It was Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Suarez winning by unanimous decision. I felt like we learned. Well, I don't say learned. It's nice for Suarez to get a win, but everything she did, we already knew what she could do. She can grind and clinch. She can use her size, and to me, she got the exact match she wanted. She wanted a close, hold you against the fence, grind on you, get takedowns, not too much on top, stall on top, and cruise for 15 minutes. That's exactly what she wanted.
Yeah. Thing is that the cruising didn't quite last 15 minutes. She kind of faltered there down the ends.
Yeah, 14 minutes and 30 seconds. I thought Lemos had, she had moments at the very end, but overall, I thought she looked horrendous. I know she's physically strong, and they kept talking about how strong she was to make Suarez some devastating argument. Lemons, well, I don't think so, but that she clearly lost the first 2 rounds. But okay, I thought Lemos was like, you need to be in the center and you need to throw big shots, and instead you circle the cage for big portions. You get pushed back to the cage a lot. Like you gave her, I thought it was going to be a fairly easy victory for Suarez to do what she did, and then you made it even easier, I think.
I won't argue with that.
Okay, I want to switch gears.
I don't know.
Good.
I was just going to say really quick that even though Lemos, I agree with you, she looked bad. I thought Suarez looked even worse in victory. Just I'm
glad you said that. Dev is saying in the chat, I was transitioning into that. I think Suarez looked bad too.
Yeah,
I think she is clearly declined. I think the age, the injuries, obviously, one of the worst luck of anybody in history between the cancer and the backs and every injury you could possible, the knee surgeries and the back and the. I agree. I think she looks toast. Even if she got a win, I don't think one of the big bettors say like I'm fading her. The problem is I don't think I get. And this is definitely not a betting show. The recap is definitely not a betting show. The previous show, somewhat, I guess, but we're not even a betting show. But the one thing is, I don't think you have the chance. I don't think you're going to get huge odds of Suarez anymore. I think the line's going to be much closer. Where you're not going to get a chance to pick a big underdog against her.
She doesn't seem to have the gas tank anymore.
Nope.
Not that it was ever that great, but it looks worse than what it was before. And she's not doing damage. She's just doing control. So if you can just get one little nice burst of damage on her, that might be enough to win the round because all she's going to do is control. So
I agree. Yeah. I think she was never a good striker, but her hand speed has completely declined. The threat of the takedowns obviously always there, but her speed of her entries aren't as good. So I think people, as they come along, they will not be scared to engage as much. So I think that's another reason I think her speed on her feet is declining, but also I think people are going to be able to engage her there. So the threat of the takedown won't open up those striking opportunities they did before, because you're like, I don't think she's able to take me down.
Yeah.
Or if you do, I'll be able to get back up. I think her body's failed her, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm pretty confident that I'm pretty confident that I'm right. That said, I still think there's people in the division that she is a bad stylistic matchup.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
One of them might be Verna Jandiroba.
That's possible.
You know,
I can see
who
that.
could win the title? Who could win the title? Which is crazy. I just still feel like, and I don't expect Suarez to win the title. I think we're always going to have a. Oh man, could you imagine? Could you? What if this didn't happen? What if she didn't get a? What if she got in the sports? What if she didn't have these injuries? I feel like she's going to be one of those ultimate what ifs.
100%. 100%. Do you want to match make it all for her? Or
I am. I'm glad you asked that question because I was going to say I'm hoping she gets her moment. I'm hoping she gets a title shot. She has that one night. I don't think it'll be long. She has that one spectacular night. All the takedowns are working. She gets to hold the title one time. Verna Jandiroba is the one. If Verna can win the title, that's the one. Mackenzie Dern is probably the worst stylistic matchup for her. I think at this point, Mackenzie Dern's quicker than her. I think she's more athletic. I think she's, as crazy as this sounds, Mackenzie Dern is probably a much better striker than her right now. And do you want to take Mackenzie Dern down? And I mean, I guess the way you could beat Mackenzie Dern is clinch her and beat her up in the clinch and don't actually take her to the ground. You beat her up in the clinch. I don't know if Suarez can do that for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm saying all that to say I'm giving Suarez the title shot.
I can see where you're coming from. I can see it. That's not what I went with. That's not what I went with, but
there's nobody else really in the division.
I'm giving her a matchup with Loopy.
Oh God, Loopy. Stylistically, Loopy should be handle her easily.
Exactly. I get that.
Which means Suarez has the best performance of her career. Because Loopy will find a way to lose.
No, that's part of it. That's part of it. Like in my mind, it's like, okay, Loopy, we're going to give you the fight that should put you over the top because stylistically, you should be able to do what you need to do against Suarez without any problem. But like you said, she always finds a way to do the dumbest thing possible. So just almost like an idiot test.
Dev, I want to get to Dev. Dev mentioned the cardio her cardio looks cooked. That is a concern. There was only a 3-round fight where she was slowing down. Bigger concern, her reactions to strikes. She wasn't reacting to strikes well. Lemos didn't hit her much, and Lemos is hurting her bad late in the 3rd round in a fight where you were grinding her against the fence. Like Lemos, I mean, she is one of the harder hitters in the division. But she's never had this huge gas tank herself. And this isn't first round she's teeing off in here. This is minute 14, minute 15, minute 14, 30, is when she's landing big shots. Yeah, I'm glad Suarez won. But she looked, I don't know. She's not going to be on the Bulls list. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. Anybody for Lemos?
I didn't write anybody down. What'd you have?
Yan Xiaonan. Both of them seem like they've had their title shot. Both of them kind of seem like they're out of the picture.
Loser gets completely buried.
Yeah,
winner stays fringe. Mm-hmm. Especially Xiaonan. If Xiaonan wins, she'd be a little more fringe than Lemos. Lemos needs a bunch of wins to. Before that, Jesus Aguilar took on Luis Guerrero. I'd say I had a bad night on my picks. This was my worst one. Luckily for me, I didn't get to watch much of it. Talk to me about this one.
I think it was actually closer than what a lot of other people were saying. Because Aguilar definitely won the first. Grill won the second. And probably everybody else disagrees with me because Aguilar had a big moment in the 3rd round where he put Grill on the mat. But after that, they went back and forth hurting one another. And even though Aguilar did put Grill on the mat, I'm wondering, like, it was like a jab or something like that. I feel like it was more off balance than anything. Those types of stuff. Yeah. And so maybe I need to go back and rewatch it.
So it looked better to the judges than it actually was.
That's my opinion. I'll have to go back and rewatch that. Because like I said, I know that I was on an island when I said, I'm kind of giving the 3rd to Grill. Just because they did go back and forth and hurt each other quite a bit in that round. I'm not going to say that anybody that scored Aguilar is stupid. No, that's totally no, that I can totally see, but I just feel like Gurriel was more consistent in hurting him after that point, and was had more impressive volume. Again, it's not like it's a fight to die on a hill about, but it was a fun fight. Neither of them are spectacular flyweights. I don't have a whole lot of expectations for either of them, but you know what? They show up, they throw down, and that's really what we want out of pretty much any of our fighters, and these guys are always willing to do it.
I love the it looks better than it actually is moments. It reminded me again. A lot of my stories today are girls softball, sitting in the girls softball, and in between two games. So it was a big softball complex. It's like 8, 12 teams playing. There's people everywhere. And I'm standing there and I'm watching the fights, and probably around this time, and this lady walks by me. She's probably mid 40s, late 40s, maybe even early 50s. You know, she's past her prime, but she's still looking pretty damn good, right? She's still a very good looking woman for her age, bleach blonde hair. She's got like a shirt that's way too small for her, like a shirt that like the teenage girls would wear. Not my tone,
Yep.
but the teenage girls would wear. She's showing a lot of belly's going on. She's got like tight pants on, and I'm sitting there, you know, pushed up boobs, and not girls softball setting dress, not 40-year-old, mid 40s, late 40s, whatever she was, but she looked good. She looked real good.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, that's someone who looks much, much better than she actually is. Because if you're dressing like that at the girls softball, there's a guy somewhere who can't stand your ass. There's a guy who you've ruined his life. Like he's paying child support. He's paying you half the child support, but still like he's watching the kids more than you are. And he's paying alimony, but you fucked his friend. Like that's a girl. Like, she's bad news. Whatever that lady was, I don't know what teacher was. So that's kind of what happened. That what happened to my man Gurriel. He got hit with that jab and he lost the fight and looked better than it was. So I didn't, like I said, the first two prelims I actually the first two prelims I got to watch, and then like fight 3 through 6 or 7 was really funny, except for the Tatiana Suarez fight. I was able to watch that whole thing. Didn't buff for one time. This fight I completely missed, but I made sure through all the heartache of fast forward and having to watch ads to make sure I saw the less than 1 minute fight between Cedric Dumas versus Zach Reese, to see Zach Reese kick Cedric Dumas in the balls. And all I can say is it's too bad that happened to a person like Cedric Dumas. What do you have to say about him getting kicked in the balls?
You're a terrible liar, but I completely agree with you. If it means he's not repopulating, that might be a good thing.
Nice. Oh yeah, Zach Reese made the world a better place.
There was somebody else on Twitter. I can't remember the account, but they had a question where Dumas said that he has no money. What's he going to do after this fight? And my response was probably turn to crime. I mean, it's not like he hasn't before. So
yeah, I know. Any liquor stores that make sure you have your doors locked late at night or something. Make sure, because he's coming in.
Yeah, I'm hoping that ankle monitor goes back on pretty quick.
Before that, Alessandro Costa took on UFC newcomer Alden Correa. This is the one fight that I got to see about 15 seconds of it, and it was the very last 15 seconds of the fight. All I saw was Correa just, for some reason, Costa just crawled down, like curl up, and Correa just beat him at the end of the cage. Talk to me about this fight.
It was a lot of fun, actually. It wasn't the funnest fight on the card by any means, but it was the first really good look that I've gotten at Correa. And they threw out there that he trains with Josh Van. And it's kind of funny because I thought to myself, he almost kind of looks like a poor man Josh Van. And then they throw that out there. And I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Very similar style. He's not quite as lanky, not quite as athletic. But damn, he's a lot of fun. He's really dogged. Because Costa's not a slouch. You know, I know that you've seen plenty of Costa. Know what he brings to the table. And while Costa's never going to be an elite flyweight or anything like that. He belongs. He's going to get some wins in the UFC, still going forward, at least as far as I'm concerned. But no, I was very pleasantly surprised by Correa's performance, and he's probably on. He should be on people's watch list as far as young flyweight prospects.
Wow, it was that good of a performance. Wow, nice, good. That's Ben's hometown too. So before that, the next two fights I actually did get to watch. Montserrat Rendon take on Alice Pajeda. So first of all, I thought going into this fight, it felt like Rendon is a absolute bottom barrel in the UFC, and Pajeda may not be ready for the UFC. I feel the same way. I think they both look terrible. Both fighters look terrible. Pajeda had the chance to win this fight. You could tell she game planned, and her game plan was don't give up a takedown, don't give up a takedown. But she was fighting like it was prevent defense, where she's way up, and as long as I don't get taken down, I win. She was so worried about not getting taken down that she didn't do anything offensively and give huge moments of the fight away just by running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I totally agree. 100%. And you said that her game plan was to not give up the takedown. The problem is that's all her game plan was. She fought not to lose. She didn't fight to win.
Yeah. It was really bad. And Rendon is so bad that her opponent wasn't fighting her, and she still was it unanimous decision? No, was it split decision? It was super close. I think it was a split decision.
It was split. Right?
Yeah,
I felt like it was pretty clear, but whatever.
But still, that's how untalented she is. Her lack of talent, that she couldn't cut off the cage. She couldn't do anything. She almost lost the fight. So that's yeah. Like, I'm not picking Rendon in the next fight. And starting out the night, we have a new Ultimate Fighter winner as Daniil Donchenko won the Ultimate Fighter show by beating Rodrigo Cezinando. I apologize if I butchered those both names, as Ben is usually the one who pronunciates these well. I like Donchenko striking. I think his striking looks really good. I think he's someone to watch, someone I kind of put a little star on for tonight. I love the elbows he was landing inside. He looked vicious. Are you believing in Donchenko? First of all, that's a great last name. Like, it sounds like a badass dude. Like, oh, I mean, it sounds like it should be Donchenko, but like, it sounds like a pretty badass dude. Like, oh no, like Donchenko's looking for you.
Well, I mean, it's close enough to all-time boxing legend in Lomachenko. So,
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so that's where my thoughts go to when I kind of hear that name. But no, I was very impressed by him as well. I'll be the first to admit I don't watch Tough anymore. I could care less. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch reality TV. I just want to watch fights. So get that crap out of there. I'll watch Contender Series just because it largely is just the fights, and I can generally fast forward through that crap. Anyway, but yeah, no, I was actually very impressed. He made some of the best use of elbows that I've seen in a long time. On the thread, I was talking about how Kenny Florian used to use elbows all the time to cut up his opponents, and was able to get several stoppages throughout his career because of that. And it's always been something. Why don't more people do that? Donchenko was trying to do that. He didn't need to do that to get the stoppage, but I think it was less than a minute into the fight, the doctor had to come in and check his cut on Cezinando. He knows what he's doing with those. And the thing is, he's still young. He's only 24. So I really like what I'm seeing out of Donchenko. He could be something. I don't really care for Tough, but I will admit they've thrown out some decent prospects over the last little bit, even though Brian Battle was recently cut. Donchenko could be something like that too.
All right, and let's get to the fun stuff. We've dug into every single fight. I don't have my phone with me, so I don't know what the awards were. Let me see if I can try to find them real quick. Do you know what the awards were? Actually, I think I have right here. Let's see. Do you know the awards off the top of your head? because I have him in front of me. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Okay, if you know him, I said I'll stop looking. So I stopped looking,
yeah.
and
I have him right
try
here.
to guess.
I have him here. This is from my good friend Mike Heck. I used to do a show with way back in the day. He's a great guy.
Mike Heck is a good dude.
We used to, and listen, you know, can I? I'm gonna pick a fight. I'm gonna pick a fight with the old MMA fighting crowd out there. And my man Mike Heck. Mike Heck does a show called I can't. What the hell is the name of the show? I used to be on it every single week. Between the Links. I'm sorry, Between the Links. And listen, before anybody gets a complete ripoff of that ESPN show Around the Horn, 100%. We knew we were ripping off. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So we came up with that show, MMA version. I was the original on it. I invited Mike Heck to be the host. I put the show together. Anyways, well, Mike Heck does this thing, and he has his guys. And they're all good. They're all smart, really smart guys. But they keep track of who won the show. I challenge them. No one has won that show more times than me. I'm the best one in the history of that show. I don't know if that's really true. I'm assuming the guys they've been doing that show for like 5 years now. So they did much longer than us. So I'm sure someone actually has beat me. But you know what? Are you really the champ if you never beat me? That's all.
I showed up. I showed up on there one time and you beat my ass. So.
Oh, were you on the show?
I was on there one time.
Oh, nice. I
got to the finals with you and you whooped my ass. So
nice. So one thing we always complain, we'd be like, Mike, I understand you want to let the guest win, but Jesus Christ, dude, every single week. Like I remember I went one. Oh God, what is his name? Oh, I can't think of his name. Little short guy, nice guy. He had a terrible answer in the finals, and I fucking cooked him in the finals. And then Mike picked the other guy to win. I'm like, get out of here, Mike. Like, stop. Always giving the guest to win. Anyways, still to this day, though, the greatest answer. Mike does a great job. And I'm just joking with a friend of mine. That Mike's the man. Really, really good. I'm so happy for the success he's having. I mean, he's such a good dude, and he works really hard. So I'm really happy for him. And I check in with him every once in a while. Not enough. No, I need to check in with him more. But the greatest answer in the history of that show was done by Aaron Bronstetter, who faced me in the finals, and he cooked me with one of the greatest answers. I'd love to find that. Again, I don't know if anybody's ever done a better answer. I haven't been able to listen to all the shows they do on MMA fighting. But before, I will say this, Mike Heck, before he went to MMA fighting, he asked permission to take that show, and I gave him permission. Because I said, you know what, Mike, you host that show. It's your show. So, and he's done a great job anyways. So back to what we were talking about, the awards bonuses. Let's see. According to Mike Heck. All right. Now I can't find it. Okay. I don't have the bonuses. I thought I had the bonuses. Okay. Give me your bonuses and then I'll find,
fight of the night.
I found three bonuses. I found 3 bonuses. I'm trying to find the 4th one. So good.
Oh, okay. But yeah, main event I would say is totally fight of the night. That both of them deserve that, hands down. I imagine they'll probably go with I'm gonna say Luna, and it's either between Hernandez and Garcia. I'll say Garcia.
Okay, I did find him. Okay, so he's writing a paragraph, so it's not like, all right, listen. I gotta read the paragraph. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So I was distracted. So you said main event.
Yes.
What else did you go with?
Luna, and I said it was between Garcia and Hernandez, and I'm guessing they'll go with Garcia.
Okay. You got 3 out of 4.
Okay.
My man Harford Garcia did not get the bonus. I cannot give my opinion because I missed a lot of these. I never saw Luna's performance. Luna did get the bonus.
Okay.
The main event did get fight of the night.
Yeah.
But in a rare occasion, Diego Lopes took home 2 bonuses, and he also got a performance tonight. So really nice night for the main event winner, Diego Lopes. So All right, let's get to the Bulls and the Bears. The Bulls and the Bears are our stock market reference. You want to be on the Bulls list. You do not want to be on the Bears list. We do it hockey style 3, 2, 1. Do you want to go Bulls or you want to go Bears? Actually, let's go Bulls. Let's go.
Okay.
Bulls. Let's go Bulls. You mind if I go first?
Please.
All right. My number 3. I'm going to go with Alex Hernandez. I mean, he's won 4 fights in a row. He's got 2 knockouts in a month. I mean, what can be hotter than Anthony Hernandez? My number 2, I agree what you were saying. I think you made a really good point about he's going to be rushed now in the UFC, but still going from a prelim fight to co-main event in a, like I call them the house cards now. That's what they used to call the WF ones, not the house card. So big win, took out a big veteran, former ranked guy. Number 8 on the UFC's top 15 rankings, Rob Font. So I'm going to go with David Martinez. And my number 1, 5-0, call it 6-0 if you want to count Diego Lopes as Mexican. Take it up for what you're worth. Mexican fighters on Mexican Independence Day, 5-0, my man. The UFC couldn't have planned that out better. What'd you have?
True. Santiago Luna, hell of a debut. Very young. The opponent was weak enough that they're not going to be rushing him, so they can take their time with him. And I think that he's going to be able to collect some nice highlight reel knockouts along the way up. Rafa Garcia, he's been gritting his way through it, and this was a hell of a gritty performance against a gritty opponent in Jared Gordon as well. So excellent work on his part. And then another debutant. I'm very impressed with Donchenko. I wasn't expecting a hell of a lot just because I don't expect a hell of a lot out of Tough anymore, but he impressed me. Stocks up because I actually care about him.
All right, so West Coast, Lopez in a Mexican fighter. He lives and trains here. I'm assuming West Coast it lives in Mexico, and he's claiming that, right? It'd be funny if he lived in like Oakland, and he's like, yeah, he's a Mexican fighter. He lives here in Oakland. We'll call him as Mexican. Yeah. All right, let's go to the Bulls. This is the ones whose stock went down. You do not want to be on this. Again, we do it 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna do the rare. I'm gonna go first again.
Okay.
My number 3, the Fight Nerds. Again, I think we kind of feel so about that gym on after this, but the point is, this was the can't miss, can't lose. Now they've lost 3 fights in a row, 3 marquee fights in a row. The Fight Nerds they desperately need to win. Gene Silva was supposed to be the guy to come through, and instead he lost. So the Fight Nerd stock has suddenly plummeted. My number 2, I'm going all the way down to the very first fight of the night. Not my man. You put Donchenko on the Bulls list. He looked fantastic. Not my man. Not my Brazilian friend Rodrigo Cezinado. But I'm going with Tough altogether. The Ultimate Fighter Show. You crowned a champion tonight. You do a whole season. You advertise. You're on ESPN. I click on the ESPN MMA page, and it's on the site, Ultimate Fighter, and all this stuff. And then the champion gets crowned, not on a pay-per-view, but on a fight night card. The first fight of the night at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noontime in the West Coast. Hell, people sleeping in Hawaii had to get up early, eating breakfast. That show has fallen. This is the show that created Bonner Griffin. I still remember where I was watching that fight, and Rich Franklin, Ken Shamrock Khan on right after it. This had Matt Serra fight for the title and beat George St. Pierre. It crowned what was that? Who was the girl that won? Carlos Esparza won the title off of the show. Who's the other girl? The one that she never fought. She won the belt.
Nico Montana.
Nico Montana won the belt. 2 people won the belt for winning the show. Matt Serra won the belt, getting a title shot. Travis Luda had a chance. this produced.
You had Rashad Evans and Michael Bisping who were champions.
Michael Bisping and who else came off the show? Tons. Kamaru Usman and
Matt Brown. He wasn't a champion, but son of a bitch if he wasn't an OG.
And TJ Dillashaw came out. I'm not even just champion. I'm just naming like stars who came off these shows. I'm sure there's a whole bunch I'm not thinking of. Okay. To now being the curtain jerker on a fight night card, you're crowning an Ultimate Fighter winner, and it's below Jose Medina fighting. You have Jose Medina higher up the card than your Ultimate Fighter finale. You got Montserrat Rendon higher up the card than your Ultimate Fight. Who the hell, dude? We'd all bash you, but at least put it like the first fight of the main card. We'd all laugh and like, oh, why are you still making tougher thing? But at least then at least we know that you're not completely checked yet. Like, what are you doing, UFC? I know I'm going way too long about that. But my number one.
You're not wrong.
How could anything top that? Oh, Ninja Kitty mentioning Kimbo Slice. I mean, joke what you want. Kimbo Slice was a megastar. Brendan Shaw.
I like both of Ninja Kitty's comments. Both of those are funny.
Yeah. Ninja Kitty's hilarious. B. Cooley mentions Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker came off the Ultimate Fighter show. And Kelvin Gastelum came off the Ultimate Fighter show. And we can go on and on and on and on. Okay.
Number one.
The main event saved it. The main event, I mean, the card, we'll give it to you right later, but the main event makes it feel much bigger than it was. But 1 year ago, UFC Noche was a pay-per-view in the Sphere where the UFC spent like $900 billion to make it the biggest event ever. Independence Day. It was already a huge card, and they had the Spear and all these weird things. I still remember someone put a comment and said it was too much. It was putting a hat on a hat, and like I still remember that. Someone wearing a hat on top of a hat. That was an all-time great comment for the Shillan and Duffy show preview show. They went from that main event title fight, Sean O'Malley, Robin Fellowes. That was UFC Noche, one of the biggest cards, one of the pillars. To 1 year later, being in San Antonio, not in Mexico, being in San Antonio, and being a fight night that starts at 3 p.m, and the co-main event has Rob Font versus David Martinez. And it's not even the biggest fight. A year ago was the biggest fight ever. This is the biggest fight ever. The biggest spectacular. This is good. This is going to change entertainment forever. To 1 year later, it's not even the biggest fight of the night. That's what happened to UFC Noche. I know West Coast saying the arena wasn't ready in Mexico. It doesn't matter. Mexico's a big country. You could find an arena somewhere. Has any stock fallen bigger than UFC Noche? What do you have? Listen, I went a little extreme. What do you have?
You're not wrong though. You're not wrong in the least.
What do you have
losers? Tatiana Suarez. She may have won
in a win.
She looked bad. She looked bad. So I probably could have put Lemos in there, but it just how far Suarez has fallen stands out so much more to me. So I had to put her on there. Every show we should have Cedricus Dumas on there, just because he's a crap person. Yeah, he's a crap person too. And I know that there's a lot of people who he's got a criminal background. Maybe he's trying to turn his life around. I see no indication of that.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, exactly. I see no indication of that. If he was trying to make an effort, I would lay off of him. I think Keith would as well.
But he has no money in his bank account. Poor him. He has no money in his bank account. Yeah, you know why? Because the prisons don't pay a lot when you're making license plates for $3 an hour in the prison, or $3 a day in the prison. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. So, and I'm assuming that everybody on this chat's probably aware that his most recent wrangling with the law was just a few months ago, and he was caught hiding in something like a closet or a kennel, something like that. He's not trying to improve his life. If he was, I would lay off, but I'm trying to figure out why the UFC is keeping him employed. My jab about his ankle bracelet was not a joke. It's true. So
he beat up a woman so bad. I have the pictures. I wrote an article about it. I don't write articles often, but I wrote articles. I felt compelled. He beat this woman up so bad. I sent the pictures in, and our website couldn't post them because they were that gruesome. We are an MMA website. we're in the business of face punching, and I agree with you. I'm not saying I'm not calling him a wimp or snowflake or anything like that. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, and no, dude, we're rough on him, but I think there's a reason to be. So anyway,
yeah, there's a lot of criminals in MMA, and I pick and choose my battle. But I was like, why are you always on Sujika's Rumors? Because if you saw the pictures I saw, you would too. He's an absolute piece of trash.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and then Kelvin Gastelum. I feel like 5 years ago, Dustin Stoltzfus is the type of fighter that Gastelum would have just completely walked over. And I don't want to crap on Stoltzfus. That's saying something about the talent that Gastelum is. He was unable to do that. He blew weight by a wide margin. Like I said, I considered just putting Gastelum on my cut list, just because I fear that the UFC could just be done with him, But I don't know. We'll see.
I wish he had a better, if he was funny about it, I'd give him a pass. If he was he's like, well, I only had 4 weeks. He made an excuse about me. I only took this short notice. But if he was just yeah, guys, I was going to make weight, but the NFL cooked off this week. Dude, I got to hit some wings, dude. It's NFL season. I got to hit some nacho. And then I'd be all right, I kind of get it, dude.
And beyond that, dude, he won the Ultimate Fighter. He was making weight on short notice multiple times in that time frame.
That's true. That is a good point. It'd be funny if he just said, "Hey guys, you ever been on a diet? You know how hard it is to stick to a diet?" I'd be like, "You know what, dude? I do. Okay." I'll give him a little all right, dude, I get it. It'd be kind of funny. Yeah.
No,
I was trying to make weight, but I started dieting Monday and I quit by Tuesday. I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, I get it."
So, and this is something I heard years ago. I don't know if it's true, but I can't remember who I heard it from. But they were saying that somebody was trying to talk to Kelvin about nutrition and stuff like that, and they were saying, yeah, fish is really good for your diet if you're looking to stay trim. And my understanding is that he bought fish sticks.
I think you're gonna say fish and chips.
Fish sticks. I mean, dude, no, that is not the type of fish that you're going to eat if you're going to maintain a decent weight. If you're looking to cut weight, no, that is the last type. But it's
that's like the guy. That's like the guy who dude, you can't be eating Burger King every day. He's like, oh yeah, I'll go on a diet, and he's like, it's junior Whoppers instead.
Yes, exactly. Now, I will say I don't know if that is true, but I remember hearing that years ago and thinking,
yeah, it was.
That is very possible with Kelvin Gastelum.
Was it Jeremy Kennedy? Right? Was it Jeremy Kennedy that had the GBC? Was that Jeremy? Someone I think I can't remember. I think it was Jeremy Kennedy, right?
I can't remember.
That was gonna bother me, but yeah, like this. Oh, Pope first Ozempic UFC fight. Oh man, that was that. Oh, Pope with a great one. Pope came in late, but man, that shit was funny. Nice job. Yeah, JBC. Okay, yeah. All right, let's get to speaking of lists. Let's get to the cut list. The way the cut list works, if both me and Dane have the same fighter on the UFC on our list, we give the UFC permission to get rid of them. I got 6 for the cut list.
Ooh.
And it's been a very long time, but it's perfect. And I think you're going to agree with me. It's a very long time. A guy has gotten a win and got themselves on the cut list. I'm done, dude. I'm cutting Kelvin Gastelum. Get rid of him.
I was there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we both agree.
Let's do it.
I think he'll be in bare knuckle boxing, but that's too. Jose Medina.
Oh, absolutely.
He's not UFC level.
No.
I'll give you another guy who did not lose tonight, but I call for him to lose. I call for him to get cut every time. Cedric Dumas. He doesn't deserve to be in the UFC. I didn't see the fight, so I will go by your judgment on this one. But 2 losses in a row, a fight that I thought was going to be very winnable. I'm going to go with Luis Guerrero. I was cutting him. Did you cut him?
I didn't. It was competitive enough. It was competitive enough and entertaining enough that I'm like, okay, I'd be willing to throw him a bone, give him one more chance. So I'll save Luis.
Okay. Claudio Puelles. This guy had so much hype. He has been trashed in every fight. This one was closer fight, but like lost again. So you agree? You getting rid of Puelles?
Yeah, he's lost 3 in a row.
One, it's good. This one breaks my heart a little bit. He's only lost 2 in a row. The problem is he's 40 years old. He obviously is not the same guy. This is a favorite of the Shillan and Duffy show, especially of Duffy from his area. I'm getting rid of I'm still the only person that calls him by this. I'm getting rid of Carlos Diego Ferreira.
I don't have him on the list, but
okay, he saves.
I could be persuaded, but
you know what?
I'll save him.
No, Dane is playing Ben's role, and he said, if I cut Carlos Diego Ferreira, Ben will never allow me back on the show. Did you have anybody else? Did I save anybody?
I did have Quingley on the cut list. I know that he's only lost 1 fight, but he's lost 3 of his last 4, 3 of his 4 UFC fights. And his 1 win was against Gaston Bolaños, who I'm just kind of like, that doesn't do much for me. So I had him, but I'm also not going to be upset if you save him because, kind of like what I was saying with Luis, he's a gamer. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
I will. So I'm gonna go with your judgment. I didn't get to watch the fight, so I will go with your judgment. My man Ben B Cooley 1 is also saying Lee should be cut. He throws Dumas, Gastelum, Stolfus. I'm not cutting Stolfus. He was a competitive fight. He didn't lose in his weight class. To me, Stolfus gets a pass.
That's where I'm at too. His opponent missed weight by such a large margin that Stolfus was clearly at a disadvantage. So,
but the guy that needs to be cut, we did not mention it. Ninja Kitty is starting the petition. He's saying cut Ben Duffy. It is time. Oh, is it Shillan and Dayne show? Is it Shillan going solo? Shillan and Friends show? Like, what are we doing?
I like Shillan and Friends, and that way you can have a rotating door. I mean, Shillan and Foxe just doesn't quite sound right. So, yeah, Shillan and Friends.
The Foxy Shillan show. What are we doing?
You'd be the Foxy one, but
all right. Let's get to. I don't have a lot of dude seriouslys, like as I was. Okay, I have a couple, but what about I don't get to focus. I get better dude seriouslys when I get to actually focus. Oh man, Ninja Kitty says cut Keith, rename the show the Double D's with Dane and Dev. Dude, I might get cut. Sherdog every single month. I'm like, man, they still allow me to do this? What? I keep saying some crazy shit. They haven't. Today I was like, hey, legalize all drugs. Like, when are they gonna get rid of me? Oh, the Shillan and Seth Rogen show. Don't forget about that.
Oh. I might ask. I might ask for a pink slip if that's the case. But
all right, dude. Seriously, do you have any dude seriously?
I do have some.
All right, good. Kick it
off. First one, kicking off the show, and you've got Fitzy saying "Buenos dias," and then of all the people, Cormier starts giving him crap, saying, "Fitzy, you can't be saying Buenos dias," and it's not like Cormier knows how to exactly say it very well either. So, dude, seriously, Cormier, you're going to give him crap because he can't say Buenos dias? Listen to yourself. Another dude, seriously. This one just made me so happy.
I know which one you're going to say. Okay.
I hope so. So Dominic Cruz, the saltiest commentator in the history of commentating. And if y'all remember, he was giving DC crap about the lack of research that he did a year or two ago. I can't remember exactly what it was. Cruz called Alex Pereira and Alex Pereira siblings.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, that was on my list, dude. Seriously, nice job.
That was
Hey,
awesome.
in fairness, there was not much film of Alice Pajeda. The first thing I checked, the very first thing I checked, is that did she get in because she's related to Alex Pajeda? I've met Alex Pajeda's sister. I saw Alex Pajeda fight Izzy in person. Same one that Dan Hooker beat Claudio Perez when this was the one where Pajeda came back in the fifth and beat Izzy, and his sister was there all week. Tall, you can't miss her. She's small. She's beautiful, but beautiful in the most like that girl could probably murder me kind of look. Yeah, like some guys are into that, but all right, what else you
got? Hyperbole, man, hyperbole. So I was singing praises as well about Santiago Luna. I thought he had a fantastic debut, but Fitzy went as far as to say a star is born. Dude, he beat Quang Lee. No, he is not a star yet by any means. Hype him up, say that he's a prospect to keep an eye on, but do not declare that a star is born after he beats Quang Lee. Oh, come on, dude, seriously.
I got one for you. When Lemos was clearly down, and everybody's scorecard 2-0, Dom Cruz does not understand scoring, and he's like, Daniel Cormier, when Tatsuya Suarez is like laying her back, and Daniel's like, she needs to let her up and like knock her out. She needs a stoppage. And he's like, well, this is how you win a decision. And she's got like, dude, seriously? Like, you really don't know how fights are scored? It's like this guy, I used to do a podcast, he always go split. And I'd be like, he thought a split decision was like 29-28. Like if you lost a round, it was a split decision. like, dude, seriously? Dom, but like the dude's name, I love the guy to death. His name is Chicken Parm Dave Stewart. He walks around. He's a podcast where he judges chicken parm. He's not the former bantamweight champion of the world who works for the UFC. Come on, Dom, dude, seriously. And I had my last one for you, dude. Seriously, UFC, you have no card next week. I understand Mexican. I don't know today. I don't know when Mexican Independence Day actually is, but I know you have to do it around it. That was the whole point. So why don't you have you're Dana White, you promote boxing. Why not have Canelo Crawford next week? Not the same time you do UFC Noche, dude. Seriously?
Yeah. I do have one more that I will throw out there.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Okay.
No, dude. No, you're fine. You're fine. How many punches did the referee want Fajeda to take?
Oh God,
dude,
yes.
Seriously.
That's a good one. Yes, that is a good one. Oh, that was horrendous.
Yeah, that one was bad.
For a guy
who
doesn't really need to get any more punches. Yeah, good one. That was a good one. I am going to begin. I missed too much of the card. My grade, I'm going to give it an incomplete. I'm going to not be able to grade the card. So I will let you. This is all up to you to give the perfect grade for the card.
It's not going to be perfect. Oh boy. It finished really strong. The main event was fantastic. Kona main event wasn't a fantastic fight, but it was passable, and there were a couple of other fights on the main card that were really fun. But oh god, the prelims really brought it down too. Like it was a slog early on. I'm gonna say a B-. Like I said, the main event was fantastic, and I feel like it finished strong. But wow, it was rough going at the beginning. You know, I mean, throwing the fact too, I don't want to watch Cedric Dumas anymore and the Jose Medina Dusko Todorovic. Why are we watching that? Seriously, some of that was blah, but it finished strong. I'll say B-.
All right, Marcus Mustard throws a B+. I will agree. I will agree with a B-. That sounds right. Pope goes with a B-. So, who is your listener of the night? It is always hard. It's the hardest question. Who do you got?
I am not all that familiar with Be Cool 1, so I think that I am more than able to give them listener of the night, because we've got our regulars. Ninja Kitty always makes me laugh. Marcus Mustard's always fantastic, but I haven't seen a lot of Be Cool One. And this is not just because he's throwing out a thank you towards me. This is because he genuinely had a lot of really good points. So very impressed with Be Cool One. I'm assuming he. I apologize if that's not the case.
I think I gave it to him last week. So nice job. Be Cool One. Back. I think it's back. I mean, maybe it was last week. Maybe it was 2 events ago. But he's not anyways. He's like the Alex Hernandez. He's on a streak. Like, way to go. He's getting multiple wins in the same month. I want to be cheap. I had a couple of people I was looking at in a last minute doing his best. Silva over Puelas coming in the last, Joaquin Silva coming in the last 20 seconds, stealing it. I'm giving it to Pope. That Ozepic line got me.
That line was great. That line was great.
So Pope coming in the last second. He is my listener of the night. So really quick, some housekeeping before I get out of here. Well, actually, let me do this. I promise I got to go. I think it was my man, Antoine Willis. That's right. That's right. I'm assuming it hasn't started yet. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who wins tonight? Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. It's been a really good night for Mexico. Does Canelo? Is that what happened? Am I an idiot? Is that why they had to do it the same night because of Mexican Independence Day? Is that why it had to be this weekend?
Perhaps, but okay. I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what? Then I'm sure you could do one on Friday night, one on Saturday night, something, whatever. Okay.
I'll say Canelo. It's a hell of a fight. I'm not going to deny that, but
okay.
I swear I've picked against Canelo enough times and he's proven me wrong. So I'm gonna go with him on this one. But yeah, I can't give a hell of a great breakdown because I've got limited time in my life. And it's not that I don't pay any attention to boxing, but I prefer MMA, so I give more time to that, and I haven't had a hell of a lot of time to break down anything with these guys over the last little bit. So I'll say Canelo.
Yeah, and I am hardly a boxing fanatic or anything like that.
Yes.
Marcus Buster said, I mentioned the NFL tomorrow. I'm much more like if I can only watch one, I can only watch the boxing match tonight or the Patriots game tomorrow or really honestly any football game tomorrow. I'm gonna pick the football game. History. I don't know anything. Like I watch 4 or 5 boxing matches a year, the big ones that kind of sell you. So I'm not an expert. Everything is saying that Canelo's going to win. I think he's the betting favorite. Yeah. Either Mexican Independence Day. It was a great night. Mexico's rolling. So I am going to go. F that shit. I'm going to go with the American USA. I'm going to take Terrence Crawford. I have no idea where America he's from. He's not from Rhode Island, but he's one of the other 49 states. Well, actually, I know he's not from. I'm guessing he's not from New England. So we'll go with one of those other 44. Give me my man Terrence Crawford again. I don't know jack shit. I'm not going to technically break it down. I don't even know if he's Orthodox, Southpaw, whatever. He's going to win. He's going to pull it off. I don't know where they are. I'm assuming they're in Vegas. Give me my man Terrence Crawford to win. Superman punch in the very first round knockout. Terrence Crawford.
Can I have
what's your favorite boxing fight of all time? Friggin' Rocky and Drago. Come on.
Dude, what's wrong? It's Mayweather McGregor, duh.
Oh yeah, that's good. But no, real quick, good.
I was gonna say I do if I can say something really quick, I would love to do that.
Okay.
I 100% believe Sherdog is the best MMA community, and the listeners on here are some of them. And along those lines, I wish you guys could see some of the conversations that we have on our Slack conversation, our chat. We give each other crap all the time. It's so much fun. But something along those lines as well is the fact that we all come from various different backgrounds. Keith is conservative. I tend to lean that way myself. Ben, very liberal. And none of us give a rat's ass about that. It is very much possible for us to be able to come together to be one country. And with the violence that we saw this week, I think that it's just appropriate to say murder is wrong, full stop. I have nothing but love for this community, and I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of different views than me. But we come on here, we have a lot of fun, and let's just maintain that.
Yeah, that was well said. I know that's actually right in your backyard too, where that happened. So that's even
it was 10 minutes away from where I live. That's my alma mater. I've been seeing that on the news nonstop. So everything there I'm familiar with. Even the shooter, he grew up in the same religion that I take part in. So everything's just kind of a double punch. I'm seeing videos of Kirk's daughter, and it just breaks my heart because same age as my daughter. And so along those lines.
Yeah, I'm a very conservative person. I was a big fan of Charlie Kirk, and when you could change roles and make it, I don't know, I always say crazy liberal, but some liberal guy. It was horrendous. One of the most horrendous things I've ever seen. And I always say this, like you said, me and Ben has been doing the show forever. He's one of my best friends. I love the guy to death, and he's a liberal, and I'm a conservative, and we view the world. We view certain. You know what we do? We view certain topics different.
Yeah,
but we still agree on 99% of things in the world. We still think you should be good to people. We still think, people should have freedom of speech and freedom of religion and whatever. Guys, just don't be douches. So that's really that was horrendous. But I don't want to go off. It would probably make me cry. That's how sad I was about it. Anyways, and I know a lot of people are really affected by it. So yeah, prayers for his family, and of course anybody. I don't want to single out just Charlie Kirk. Anybody who's been a victim of heinous crimes like this is horrendous. So well said. Housekeeping real quick. There's no card next week, so we have a week off. So there will be no preview show. There'll be no recap show. But we will not disappoint. Bringing back for the third season the MMA Fantasy Draft. You got all your favorites coming back. You got me. You got me. You got Ben. You got Jay Petrie. And you got defending champion Devin Tejada. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. live on Sherdog. My man Dane, I will put it on the spot. Do you want in? Are you available at 9 o'clock this Wednesday? 9 o'clock Eastern time.
I don't know if I am. I will do everything within my power. I'll see what I can do. Okay, my wife's out of town.
If you can, we will extend it to 5 people. I will dominate like I always do. I don't care if it's another 5th one, but make sure it's a lot of fun. And obviously, it's silly. We're going to do it live, so we want to get as many comments. The comments last year were really funny. It'll be right on 9 o'clock on the dot. We'll find out who the 2024/2025 winner is, and then we'll be drafting our teams. It's a lot of fun. And I almost put it on the spot. I want to think of an idea. I want to kick it out to the group, but maybe I can get the listeners involved. But anyways, so you guys make sure you check it out this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Until then, be good to people, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for UFC Reyes versus Allberg card. See you guys.
Much love.